Hello and what's up guys, this is Krishiv Negi and in today's session we are gonna see something more about data type, plus we are gonna know about different types of type conversion. Yesterday I told you something about data type or introduction I gave you to the data type, but today it will be a session that will deal with some more concept related to the data types in Java. So let's get started. First of all, let's create a new class here by clicking on the company.package, and the class name that I am gonna keep is kn_03. Now let me increase the size, and now I'm gonna create a main method as usual. And after this, what we are gonna see is, first of all, let me tell you a bit about ASCII code and Unicode. See, basically what is a ASCII code and what is a Unicode? When computer was invented, it was invented by keeping in mind that we are inventing a calculator to calculate things. So whatever the computer's code, the computer stores in it, it stores in the form of digit or numbers. Therefore, there are some special kinds of code that are present in this. See, ASCII code is consist only of numbers. For example, 65 is of capital A, 66 of capital B. But the Unicode, it is storing some numbers along with some characters. Okay. So let's see how we can play with them. Let me write it full Unicode. Basically, it is not like this. It is simply like this. And the full form of ASCII code is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Now, yesterday I told you something about, so let's create our first program of the day, that is converting ASCII code to character. Okay. CHARACTER. Okay, E is missing. See, how we are gonna convert is, yesterday I told you something about data types. So I told you about int and char data types. Okay. Now I'll be using both of these data type in order to do this. It will be very easy or super easy to do this. How I'm gonna do is, let me create a char or a character type variable, that is conversion. Okay, let me create it. Now let me give it 65. The value is 65. Basically 65 is the code for capital A. Now if I'll try to print the conversion variable, now see what is our output. See, you got the output as capital A. Why you got it? Because 65 is the code for capital A. So this is very simple to get it. Okay. Now let's do opposite of it. This is happening because of type conversion, which are gonna study in this video only. Okay. Now let me create another program where we are converting character to ASCII code. Okay. So how to do is, first of all, let's create an integer type and let us give it a value as capital. For the first time, let us give it as capital A only to check whether our output is correct or not, and let's try to print it. Oh my god, I have not created any variable. Convert. Okay, let's try to print it. Convert. Let's run it. See, the output is 65. The code for A is 65. Now let's understand the principle how it is happening. Okay. Let me make a comment to make you understand about this. See, Unicode and ASCII code. Let us forget about Unicode first of all. Okay. Now let's know about ASCII code. See, ASCII code is only using numerical values, as you saw here. It is only using numerical values to give your characters a specific identity in the computer system. Now, we have studied our type conversion. What is type conversion? Type conversion conversion. This time I have been continuously repeating in this video. See, type conversion is the conversion of the data types. Conversion of the data types in order to get desired output. See here, I told you something about type conversion, I remember. See, this one. Where is it? Let me tell you. Here. The term hierarchy of data type was also related to this only. See, when we were doing this program, there was a type conversion. Yes, we were getting the output in long. This was also type conversion. Numerous or several data types are used here, and we are getting the output in a single data type. And how we are getting the output in single data type, that is defined by hierarchy of the data types. Understood? Now let me make it once more clear to you. Okay, see, this is the hierarchy of let me tell you, this is the hierarchy of data types, means in which order the data types are gonna convert each other. Byte, char, short. As you go downwards, the hierarchy of operator increases, means the preference increases. The least one, or the one which is at the last, it is having the highest preference, and which is at the top, it is having the lowest preference. Means if you are doing a calculation of byte and double, then the whole output will be converted into double. Okay, this is what I mean. This is known as type conversion. Numerous type of data types are used, and you are using a single one. This is basically type conversion. Now, type conversion are of two types. See, this hierarchy comes under the first type one. Type conversion are of two types. The first one, which is done by the computer or the Java itself, and the second one is done by us. So the first one is, I guess it is implicit. Yes, it's implicit. IMPLICIT. Implicit type conversion. Okay, this is the first one, type conversion. In this, that conversion of type is done by itself only. So let's write a program. It is the third program of the day. Program to program to show implicit implicit type conversion. Okay, now let's make a program. Let me give the first value, int a is equals to 20. Now let me give it float b is equals to 30, and at the end let me print their sum. So 20 plus 30, let me print the sum. Now let's see in which form the output comes. Okay, it is building. There is a bit, okay, there is a error, different types of data type, byte, int, long. Let me remove this one. This is of no use. Let me again run it. See, now our output is 50, but how we'll get to know that which type of, what does it, okay, sorry, I'm in second one. Let me close this second one. It created a confusion here. Run. Our output is 30. Here one is int, one is float. Now this output is converted into a floating type data type, but the decimal is not shown here because one was int. Now if here I'll give it f. Now let's see it. Now also the output is 50 only. So the type conversion which is done by Java itself, it is known as implicit type conversion. Otherwise it might be an error that we are using two different type of data types. Now many of you will be thinking that it should be converted into float, but why is it not converting? I guess it is because of this. Let me make it float c is equals to a plus b, and the output is c. Now let's try to run it. Now it is 50.0. See this type conversion, int and float combined, they are gonna convert into floating data type. Okay, this is the type conversion which is done by Java itself, and it is implicit type conversion. Two different data type converted into a single data type with the use of Java. Now let us discuss about second type of type conversion, which is also known as type casting. That is, that is our very own explicit, explicit, explicit type conversion, and it is also known as typecasting. Now let us do a program in order to understand it. Here we are doing the conversion of data type by our own. Okay, this is the fourth program of the day, showing explicit, not explicit, let us write it typecasting only. It is the most familiar term which is used by the programmer nowadays. See, now explicit type conversion, how to do it? Let me copy this program only. Let me change the variable name D E F, make it D and make it E. Now let me do it int. Okay, let me try to give the output here F. Now let us run and let's see the output. There will be an error. What is the error? Check it out. Incompatible type, possibly loosely conversion from float to int. Now what happened here? In this program we were knowing the hierarchy of operator. We were very smart. We were knowing which operator is converted to which, or which data type will be converted to which. Int and float will be converted to float. We were knowing, so we used float and the output was right. But here a new programmer came. He was not knowing that which data type should be converted to which one, or the final output should be converted to which one. Therefore he got an error here, and how to solve it? This is where the typecasting really works. How to do it? Let me tell you. Just put a bracket here and just write your data type in which you need it to be converted. I guess it is in this way only. Not guess, yeah, it is in this way only. Not in this way. Int F. Int. Okay. There is a bit problem. What I did, I got it. This bracket, not this bracket. Then what might be the problem? So guys, I am back with the error solved. There was a bit error. What I did is I forgot to tell you that in whichever data type we need to convert, you have to write that data type. We need to convert it into int. So I wrote int. Then after that in bracket also I have to write int, that I am telling it convert this float also in int. I am telling I am the king now, convert it. Let me now run it. So now you will get the desired output very easily. That time I did a small, okay, let me comment it out, otherwise you will be confused. Confusion hai, solution kuch pata nahi. Now let's see the output. 20 plus 30, obviously it's 50. So we got it, the 50 as our out. put. So this is how we converted forcefully the whole program into integer type. Now if we want, we can convert it into double also. Double. Now many of you might be thinking that if Java is converting by its own, then why we are becoming a hero and converting it by our own wish, by forcefully. So this also I made it clear in your mind that sometimes it happens that you are not from a background where you have learned programming a lot. So at that time you need to do this explicit conversion. Like in 8th class, there was not the topic of this conversion of data types. So at that time we faced an error when we were making a small calculator to add 2 digits. At that time this error came that it was showing this error only, that it show loosely conversion from int to float. But this typecasting helps us at that time, as that time we were not knowing the hierarchy of data type. So this is the very important sequence that you must learn in order to know in which particular data type your output should come when these two or these many data types are added, or you're playing with many of the data types. Now let me tell you one more thing. For float and double, there is lot of confusion many times. This I told you last time also. Solving confusion, FUSION, between float and double. See, both of them store the decimal value. Now you remember this thing, whenever you are writing float, FO, suppose it is 3.2, so never forget to give it a capital F. And whenever you are using double, oh my god, never forget to give it a capital D. Okay, this will be very good habit when you will be practicing this. What is the error here now? So do, sorry, I used the reserved word of Java. Okay, otherwise there will be a lot many confusion if you will not put this. See, if I will not put these both, now if I simply try to run it, there will be error. Obviously there will be error. See, incompatible type possibility conversion from float to double. Although I have not converted both of them, but if they are together in a program and we are not specifying that which is the float value and which is the double value, there will be a lot of confusion, and this is known as explicit conversion of literals. Okay, this is the particular thing. And this continue with the, I guess it continue with the long also. For that you need to use the suffix L. Okay, how you are going to use, let us see this, that also. 6th program, solving long problem. Long data type problem. Okay, here I wrote int. I thought that there will be no error in the particular one, but let us try. B is equals to 32, but let us keep it 23 only. Now let's try to run it. See, particularly there is no error, but at some case you can get error. At that particular time, try writing L here. Okay, this you can get error. This problem, wait, let me tell you one more thing. Do not use small f, small d or small l. Okay, if you will use that, there will be a confusion, because there will be error, sorry, not a confusion. Why error? Because it is L which is should be the suffix, or it is capital F, capital D which should be the suffix to tell the machine that this is the long, this is the double, this is the float. I think that you got what I meant to say. Okay, now once more let me tell you why we are doing typecasting when we are having implicit method. That is because it's not possible that every time we are knowing this sequence. So this method, or with the help of this method, we can convert whole program into which of the program we want. And the last doubt that might arise in you is what I have done here. I have simply done the explicit, not implicit conversion. How I have done implicit? See, if I'll do it here, if I'll write int here, and then if I'll try to run it, okay, not int, yeah, int only, yeah, okay. So what does this help? How does it help? It was a, what is a? A is character. Now a I have converted into int. So what value it should come? Now it is a rule that int will never ever store any character. So it will give us the numeric value only, and this 65 is the numeric value. From where it got it from the SKY code, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The opposite thing of this we did here when we are doing with character. 65 is an integer, and character has a rule that whenever it is storing some character, it should store in single inverted commas. Okay, plus it should have a character, not an integer type. And what we did, we simply gave it integer. So what it will do, it will convert that particular integer into the particular character which it is storing. Now you can use any of the integer here, not only 65, you can use any other also. For example, I guess 66 is of B, capital B. So let me run it. Now you will get the output capital B here. See, you got it capital B. So you can use anything here, for example, but there is a range, there is a particular range till where the SKY code works. Okay, I guess it's from 0 to 127, and forward is 0. Let's see, 0. Let's see what does it give. From 0 to 127 it is. So after 127 it will show error. Oh, 0 in the blank space. Okay, let's write as 127 and let's see what's the output. And now 127 is for, this is a symbol, this is a particular symbol. I don't know which symbol it is, but it's a symbol. And let's try it with 128, although it's not possible. There will be a error, I guess. Okay, this is the error sign. Okay, means this does not exist. Let's do it with 125. What is the sign? It's of curly bracket. Okay, after 127 all will give you this one, but they will give you this output. They will give you this output. Okay, you got some pi. I guess there is an increase, but as much I know there were 127, 0 to 127, but there might be some addition to the particular SKY code sequence, so you can search it and you can get to know about them. Okay, before it was limited number 0 to 127, but now I don't know, it might have been updated, so you might get many of the things here. So you can try it with larger number also. Let me try it. Okay, there is error, not too large. Let's run it. Okay, you got another sign. Okay, so simply there are some new characters which are added to it. Use them. Use this type conversion, typecasting. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, do hit that subscribe button along with the bell icon and share it with all of your friends, and you will get the source code in the link provided in the description. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description. Go check out.